We just have to...
Hello, everybody.
That's good. Oh, the mute. Remember the mute on my kick. That's good. That's a good thing. Okay, hello everybody. I'm here with Cyber. We're hanging out. I've been working on camera stuff. Not having much luck with the camera stuff, but I was still, I was trying to get it so I could have my camera on in Discord while I've also got my camera on the live stream. And it just, for some reason, I couldn't get it both to work at the same time. Trying different things. I've got multiple cameras. I could run a different camera in Discord, whatever, but I use this as a side camera right here. It's really dark. I have to actually brighten that up a little bit. And move it like that. Let's go with the brightness over here. Oh, that's much nicer. Yeah, brighten that right up there. Okay, great. So I hope everybody was doing good. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I think the audio's on. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me on the show. That would be great. I was watching some Destiny earlier, hanging out with my girlfriend. We had dinner. It was nice.
Patrick John Welder. Good evening, Nay.
Hey, Patrick.
Watching WWF from 1999. LOL. Can't believe people though this was real.
That's funny. People, well, I didn't really think it was real. How old?
John
I
Combs.
don't think anyone thought
Hello, Nay.
that was real, right?
Well, Patrick, how old are you?
Mm-hmm.
I'll explain it to him. What's your age, bro?
John Combs. Sound is E.
Sounds great. Ah, cool.
Patrick John Welder. Did you watch WWF? LOL.
You're 30.
Patrick John
See,
Welder.
this is it. He's 30 years old.
30 LOL.
So when we were kids, okay, when Cyber and I were little tiny kids, right? And I'm 55. We saw wrestling, right, just like you did. And there were people who believed it, and there were people who didn't believe it. But even the people who claimed they believed it, you could get them to admit that they like to play along with it. It's just like the Donald Trump mentality. It's like, he's a racist, but you're going to pretend that he's not so you can go vote for his ass. People live in these false bubbles, but just because people said they believed in it, dude, it was so over the top. Everybody could tell what was going on. They would, it's just, I could go on and on and on about the way they jump off. Whoa, that was weird. I've got auto.
Yeah, anyone who have been in a real fight would know that the way the fucking
John
throw chairs
Combs.
at each other, jump down from
WWE
fucking
is a joke.
railing and shit.
Yeah.
Try to do that in a real fight, dude, and do it
Right.
over and over and just get up and snare a little. That shit not gonna happen, dude.
Right. Falling on tables and hitting each other with chairs and the blood.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes made the blood thing, famous. And it was all just for fun.
Patrick
It was
John
all
Welder.
just for a show.
It was entertainment as a kid.
Yeah,
As
it's
an
like going to a
adult, I
Kiss
took one.
concert.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was the man. LOL.
It's like you're going to a Kiss concert. You know that Gene Simmons isn't really bleeding out on stage. He's just got a lot of blood all over him. But it's a show.
And they're not really playing those instruments, and it's all the fucking playback. What a legacy to die on, dude. Playback, dude.
Bro, this
Jesus
camera
Christ.
zooming in and out on its own, it makes me feel like I've got a producer, and I kind of like it. It's weird. I don't know how it happened, but it's kind of cool. It almost makes the show more interesting. I might leave this on. I have no idea how I
Chuck
accidentally
Diesel.
triggered that.
If I hit someone with a chair, they ain't moving. LOL.
But what's the Chuckles song? Chuckles, Nagurski, the grid on the...
Chuck Diesel.
Cheers.
What up?
Cyber.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Chuck.
bro.
Combs.
Chuckles, Pat,
Getting punched
John
over and over
Combs.
with no bruises or blood. Yeah, right.
Cheers, guys.
Chuck Diesel. Cheers.
You know, there's those moments when the referee's getting distracted while the other guy's cheating, but the referee's being distracted by somebody, you know? It's just, it was all so funny.
Hey, Chocolates, you should get 6 days.
John
of promotion,
Combs.
man.
UFC or BKFC is the real. Chuck Diesel. I kinda like the Ultimate Warrior. Chuck Diesel. LOL.
So, you guys, I made a short video. My girlfriend and I are talking about
Chuck Diesel.
doing shorts,
Yeah, I am looking into that game, Cyber.
you know, to help with the channel, you know, and views and
You
stuff
should,
like that.
man. Me and Nate, I played, and they haven't played in a while. You really should. It's a really good game, man.
And we put up this one short video of me calling out Nick from Revolutionary Blackout Network for claiming that he does journalism. And we were live the other day, and I said, Nick, you know,
Chuck Diesel. Remnant 2 just came out.
you wouldn't know journalism if it dick slapped you upside the mouth like Jimmy Dore does. That's not what I said. I actually made a lot of sense when I said what I said, and I ended up getting 1,400 views on a video, guys, that I just put up. And 3 total strangers commented on it, and Sean the Orca guy commented on it too. Thank you, Sean the Orca guy. Appreciate that. The comments were really good comments. People had a lot to say, and I couldn't believe I was being engaged again on my YouTube channel by people. So I'm excited about it, and we're going to be putting up a lot more short videos. And if you guys want to engage in that, fine. If not, it's cool. I don't like short videos myself, personally. I hate the whole mentality of them. But if I produce them and it's going to bring people to my channel and they're going to stay and hang out, I'm all for it, man. So after what I saw today, we're going to keep doing it and just see if it was a fluke. I mean, because maybe I was attacking Nick from Revolutionary Blackout Network. Maybe one of them shared it on Twitter or something stupid. You know, I don't know. I don't go on Twitter, so I don't even know. Nick's last name is, I forget. But he's from RBN, Revolutionary Blackout Network. He's hooked up with Sabby Sabs. This other guy who I don't know his name, and Unholy Rome, who's friend of the show. And there could be more. Token Tony Z, good evening, Nay and Cyber. Congratulations on the views. Cheers. Thank you, Token Tony Z, over there on the Rumble Sphere. I appreciate that so much.
Hey, Tony.
Do you need me to let you outside? You're gonna be a little bitch. No, don't come over here. Don't come over here.
Chuck Diesel. Shorts will get you a lot of traffic.
You think? Bro, I had 35 people watching my show this morning. I couldn't believe it. I was like, where are all these other people from? You know, and then this afternoon I see what that short did, and I'm like, oh. Because, look, I'll go over on Destiny's chat, destiny.gg, and I'll promote the show when we go live if he's not live. He's live right now, so no promotion, right?
Chuck Diesel. It caters to a lot of people's attention span nowadays.
Dude, there's 7 people on Rumble watching right now. And I have a feeling none of them came over from Destiny. I mean, if you're watching, you guys, and you're a Destiny chatter, let me know in the Rumble chat. But I would love to know who the 6 other people are over there on Rumble with Token Tony Z. Will you guys let me know in the chat who you are? Let me know who's watching on Rumble. Just give me a shout out in the chat there, guys. I'm just kind of curious. I cleaned off
Chuck Diesel.
I cleaned off my dabber.
It reminds people of
Today.
the old school vines.
The Vine videos? Yeah, right? I never liked those either. I don't like short attention span shit. Because that's what it programs your brain to only be able to pay attention for 15 seconds. And then it's like you're a little baby playing peekaboo. 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 Wait, you forgot about the last thing you just saw. Like an infant. We're not infants, man. We're adults. We have the capacity to learn things over a long period of time. You know,
Chuck Diesel. Exactly.
you forget every single short video you've ever seen. Think about it. Oh, that old short video, man. I
Chuck
love that
Diesel.
one short video. That
People
one.
love that today.
How many short videos can you recall? You've
Chuck
seen
Diesel.
thousands.
LOL.
Think about it. You've seen thousands of them. How many can you recall? Like, they're all just a blur, aren't they? You can't even really piece them all together, piece one of them together fully, because it's just a big blur of stupidity. I'm struggling right now because, you know, my girlfriend and I checked out one or two. I checked out one with Cyber, I think, some short video. And it's already out of my brain. That's not good, man. That's deprogramming you all. All of you are getting deprogrammed. That's not good. Your brains are being erased, and the capacity of your brain is being minimized. It's like that whole concept of if you eat less, your stomach shrinks. Well, if you put less data in your brain shrinks, and they're shrinking your brains, guys. You know, look at it that way, and I think you'll be able to overcome it. I mean, there's things to enjoy in those short videos. Don't get me wrong. There's desensitized. It's a good word too, Token Tony Z. Thank you. There's entertainment. There's things to learn. Absolutely.
Chuck Diesel. You are absolutely right.
But while you're watching those short videos, just remember what they're trying to do to you, and don't let them do that shit to you. You know, don't sit there and stay on those short little videos and just do this. Because that will suck the capacity out of your brain to think for. And that's why when we do these long running podcasts and people actually stay and they pay attention, you're exercising your brain, you're paying attention, you're learning things. You guys want to see this short video that I made about journalism? It's pretty good. It's the kind of thing I'd like to see in short videos, you know, not knockout videos or, you know, sexy stuff or I don't know. Cyber and I were talking about that tonight, you know, watching this Destiny video where he had all these girls with their boobs like this, like low cut, so they're all showing their cleavage, and there's like 4 girls on there that weren't like that, but then all the other girls on there were. And I said to my girlfriend, I was like, don't they want people to respect them for what they have to say? Do they want people to obsess over their boobs? I mean, that is just, it's classless. And I understand if they're in the industry, they're in the sex industry or whatever, I get it. But even if they are, they don't need to present themselves that way to their audiences. People are going to listen to them no matter what. You know, if you're a sex star, a porn star, you do sex stuff on YouTube or whatever, you're doing dominatrixy shit or whatever those girls are doing. You come in and you dress nicely, you know, appropriately. You can dress, you know, attractively without being overtly sexual. And I think they would be amazed at how much more people would listen to what they have to say. You know, so if I go to my videos, these videos come up. I didn't know how to find the short videos. I thought it was under this thing shorts, but it's not. So okay, and it's still only got 1,403 views, so it doesn't look like it's going up anymore. So that's not good. I was hoping it would be more than that. Unless this thing needs to be updated, and that's possible, I guess. Anyway, this is a very short video. I'm going to show it to you really quick here. OVER1.4k. That's Nick from Revolutionary Blackout Network, and he makes a comment that you know, he's getting silenced on YouTube for just doing journalism, which is a term that
John Combs. Attention whores with no brains.
right, John, which is a term that Jimmy Dore likes to use. I'm doing journalism. I'm a comedian, but I'm doing journalism. Yeah, you're not. Do you remember when Jimmy Dore put up that misinformation about the and claimed that people were getting myocarditis because of the location and because that there supposedly was an artery in this muscle here? And I said, yeah, it doesn't sound right to me. And maybe we should look that up on the internet and see where the blood vessels are in the arm, because I have a feeling I think people get shot in the arm, like literally with a gun, and they don't bleed out. I said, I don't think there's a major artery.
You hit them right.
Yeah, I don't think there's a major artery up there on this fleshy side of the arm. You know?
Not on the not on the fleshy, but definitely is an artery running.
Well, there's got to be in there, but where they put that little needle in, it only gives in so far. I'm just doing this, right? But I want to make sure. So what do? I go on the internet and I start researching multiple websites, multiple sources from reputable sources, and I showed you the sources. Turns out, no, not a big deal at all. There's no big major artery up there. But Jimmy Dore was misrepresenting it. He was lying about it on his show. What did I do? I did journalism. I did journalism. I went and I found the information. I looked it up. I did the research. You know, Jimmy Dore just has on some idiot that lies to people, has him on his show and believes him at everything he says, doesn't back up anything they say with actual facts or data, and can be proven wrong multiple times, which I've done. So that's not doing journalism. And what Nick claims is what I've seen him do, where he's not researching things, but just repeating what he heard somebody else say. That ain't journalism either. So this was my response to all of that. Without sound. I'm sorry. I guess there's no sound. 1850. It's never fucking happened. Nobody wants me on their show. So, you want sympathy from me now? You're not gonna get it from me. You're not. You might as well listen to Lee Camp. He'll sympathize with you. He does that really good. Not from this guy.
Hey, we did the crime of doing journalism and repeating what someone else
Can't
said.
even reveal what the
Look. Repeating what someone else said, Nick, sorry, isn't doing journalism. That's what Jimmy Dore does. You've been taught wrong. Just because you repeat something that somebody else said, that's not journalism. Journalism is hearing something somebody else said and then going and researching it and proving it's true and then reporting on it. That's journalism, Nick. But you wouldn't know that because you're not a journalist. So quit pretending to be one. You don't even know what it means. And for God's sakes, you wear a goddamn t-shirt, bro, and you call yourself a journalist? I'm so sick of all these motherfuckers, and I'm not just talking about Nick. I'm talking about these ass clowns on CNN now that won't wear the proper attire so that we'll actually have their respect. That they showed that they were going to respect us by wearing something at least that like a school teacher would, or a professor, or a dentist wears the proper attire. You know, you go in to have brain surgery and the guy's wearing a clown suit, and you're going to have second thoughts about it. And that's what I say about journalists, too. If they don't take their attire seriously, I'm going to have a hard time taking them seriously. And Nick with this whole fucking t-shirt shit, acting like a journalist, it's fucking hilarious. You're not a journalist. You don't even dress the part, bro. I mean, I do journalism better than you. And I'm sitting here smoking cannabis, just getting high with my friends. And I do journalism better than you do. I've seen Revolutionary Blackout Network, bro. I've seen your journalism. It's hilarious. So while there is, you know, there are some redeeming qualities to his podcast, that single statement that he made was just perfect for me to jump on because it immediately brought me to Jimmy Dore and how he doesn't do journalism, and Nick goes on there and pretends that he's, he's agreeing with everything that Jimmy says and all the people that lie, and then he's got to do all the COVID misinfo and all the mask misinfo and all the social distancing misinfo and all the lockdown misinfo, and deny what people like Back to the Science and Debunk the Funk and other people have out there and have made available. Hold on one second. You guys, the door. Not right now. Right in the middle of this. Okay, so I don't mind them out there having a good time and shit, but my dog keeps opening up the door, and then they leave the door wide open. My girlfriend's in there sleeping. I'm like, you guys, man, could you please close this door when the dog... We didn't open the door. I'm like, I know you didn't open the door. I just, when the dog comes through the door, could you please close it? So, anyway, we're going to be doing more of these short videos, and that was the gist of the short video. I don't know why it played that way. This is the whole short right here.
Look. Repeating what someone else said, Nick, sorry, isn't doing journalism. That's what Jimmy Dore does. You've been taught wrong.
That's it. It's just 16 seconds, dude. 1,400 views. But the problem is it's stopped at 1,400 views. And I'm like, what's up with that? That's weird, right? 3 comments, 24 thumbs up. So I know it got those views because it got 24 thumbs ups. No idea where they came from. No idea how that happened. I mean, maybe I could ask somebody in that chat, but... a podcast and an opinion doesn't make you a fucking journalist. Where's my reply to this? I made a reply and I don't see it. That's so weird. So, none of the people on Rumble, besides Token Tony Z, want to tell me who they are. It's so weird. Maybe they are watching from Destiny's chat.
It's like that happen often, right? People just don't say anything.
Bro, every show. It's every show. It's so weird, man. People are weird like that. I don't know, man. I mean, I can tell that there's 5 people there that are just refusing to say anything. 5 people, man. He says it's under your armpit. Oh, the artery. Really? It's way down there, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. So, at first I was just doing common sense, but I destroyed Jimmy Dore that day. I remember that was in California. And I was sitting I remember we were sitting at the breakfast table in my house, not in the living room, when I looked up that information.
Hoot in hell. I'm about to lose service for 10 or 15 minutes.
About getting a vaccine or the needles and how the muscle was set up in the arm and why they, it's like there's got to be a reason they give the vaccine right there. Because in my mind, if they were really concerned about that, what Jimmy Dore claims, myocarditis, they would be giving those shots in the butt or in the love handle or a real fatty place in the body. So I'm thinking this must be like that. This must be something that they're not worried about. And then you go back and watch Debunk the Funk, and you watch Back to the Science, and they go through all of the same studies that Jimmy Dore misreads and then goes on to misrepresent and shows how Dr. John Campbell is misrepresenting all this information because he's a hack and a moron, and he's got this confirmation bias that is just, it is beyond, because he ignores just basic science when it's explained to him. He just ignores it. I'd love to see Back to the Science and him have an actual debate. Oh my God, she's ripped him apart on her channel. And I love watching that stuff. I just like the truth. I don't care the source, man. I just like the truth, man. I like people who tell me the truth. That's very appealing to me. I don't care what package it comes in, Be honest with me about whatever it is we're talking about, and man, you're going to go real far with me, So the cool thing about these YouTube shorts is anybody who wants to make them can make them. So you guys can go to any video on YouTube you want and cut a short on them from your YouTube, usually from your phone. You can do it right from your phone. It's under the video. There's a thing. It says, it's like 3 options after you click on it. But I'll tell you what it says under the videos. You go to a YouTube video, right? And click on the video. And then, no, don't click on the video. Oh, this is a live video. Oh, yeah. And then it says, there's that. No. I guess because it's a live video, you can't do it. These are live. We'll click on another video that's not live. Yeah. And it says remix. You guys seen this yet? It's right here. It says remix. Stupid, right? Click the remix button. And then it says cut. Use a segment from this video. Cut. Oh, it's only letting me make a 5-second cut. But still, that's pretty cool. You can do that with any video. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to stretch that out. It says 5 seconds. So, I don't know why that thing got so many views. I don't know why it happened like that and now it's stopped getting views. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe one of those people in that chat will tell me how they saw my video. If it popped up in they're like, yeah, I was just going through YouTube Shorts, or they're on Twitter and somebody from RBN maybe saw it and put it up or something. I don't know. Maybe I should check my Twitter feed.
smoke.
Yeah, I've got a clean dabber here. I don't know why I have this here. Wrong thing, wrong thing. Nope, I don't think it's my Twitter feed. There's only 6 notifications. So, I'm sure if something had happened on Twitter, I would have seen. By the way, you'd have lost your mind at the sci-fi weed place I was at this week. Next level shit. Pat the Burner. He doesn't want to come to fucking Threads. It's dead end for politics. I'm going to tell him politics is a dead end for solutions. You like that? That's fucking hilarious, dude. Not only is that a hilarious statement on its own, but it's an excellent response to what he said. He's not coming to Threads because he's going to stay on Twitter. He says, Pat the Burner, he says, I'm staying clear for now. Seems like a dead end for politics. Hoping blue sky happens. I said, politics is a dead end for solutions. That's a great response, man. Hey now, come on. Come now. Come. I can't turn off the switch broke on my... The switch is broken on my my torch. I'm very sad. This button right here.
Centurion 1995.
Hey Centurion.
Your cat looks huge. What breed is it?
He's not huge. He's just a normal sized house cat. He's a feral cat. He came from a... I'll tell you in a second. Hey Cyber, cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Centurion,
Cheers,
Centurion, cheers. Hoot and Howl, cheers. John Combs, cheers. Token Tony Z, cheers. Everybody in all the chats,
Centurion
thanks for tuning in. Cheers,
1995. Cheers.
That is tasty flavors. Wow. Oh my goodness gracious. New clip from Nate's Garden. This is why CNN uses Brits only to cover the war in Ukraine. Okay. Pat liked my reply. Politics is a dead end for solution. She already liked my tweet, man. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. That's awesome. Oof. It's all about going local, man. You gotta walk away from politics and get local. Oh, this dude's gonna build a hydropower dam on a small stream. This should be interesting. Maybe we should watch this.
Simple sucker. Rose.
Hey, Simple Sucker, what's up, buddy? I think I get you. So he dug in a track there right in the ground. This thing. Look at these little. He's putting these little screws. Oh, I see. Oh, he's using that to tie the wires on there. Okay. That's kind of a cool little trick. See how he's tying those wires? That's crazy. He's going to build a small hydroelectric dam. You guys. So this interests me because I have a creek like this. I mean, with a lot more water, though, than what he's got. I mean, I could speed this up. Aren't you glad I sped it up? Whoa. Dude, check this. Do you see this shit? Look at what he's freaking building, dude. What the? Oh, he's putting cement in there. Look at that. This dude really knows his shit, huh? I mean, what's going to prevent that thing from undermining it around the side? I wonder. It's very strong. It's very strong in the front. But what's going to stop the water from going around the sides eventually? This really interests me. Look at these. Look at this. Look at those. Like, that's banana stalks. Those are like banana stalks. I'm very familiar with those. Look how perfect those rectangles are where those banana stalks were. Dude, look, he's putting in a little bridge across the top so a little animal can walk across. This is psychotic. You guys like this shit? Let me know in the chat if you're enjoying this. Dude. This dude's like a master freaking craftsman, bro. Okay, what's this? What's this? Okay, this is why it won't get undermined. Right here. Right? This is coming off the side. Is this like a drain? For like... See this? I wonder which side this is on. So, this is how... Oh, he's putting a pipe through there. Good doggy. So, I don't know. I'm really confused what this is. But I think this is what my very question is. What's going to stop it from undermining? And I have a feeling this thing does just that.
You know, I think that thing he's building right there is gonna be where the where the electric generator is gonna be.
Oh, because it's a circle?
You know, that's probably a drain, but the generator gonna be on that water path we're building right there, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know, probably not.
Dude, they showed a picture of this thing at the beginning of the thumbnail, and I thought they were. I was like, why are they showing a picture of a real dam when this guy's doing something in a creek? And this is what I showed. It looks like when he's done with it, it looks like an industrial plant, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, you're right, Summer. Look, it goes right in that circle right there.
Yeah, yeah.
He's putting lights on it. So to power the lights. How long did this take, I wonder? There it goes. Dude. How's he getting all that water, bro? Look at that. Oh my god, I want to live on that thing. That is so cool. I just want to watch that all day. Wait, I'm going to put this in slow motion. Dude, this shit is so badass. So weird. Look, man, I don't mean to be like... I don't mean to put you guys off or anything. Well, I just wanted to know, man. Do you guys like this kind of video when I show it on my show? It's Can any of you answer that question at all? That's not Cyber Reload? Just one person. I mean, seriously. Do you guys like this kind of content? That's what I'm asking you. What's that? Let me know, man.
I think it's pretty cool anyway.
I do too. I like the sound. That sound is so cool. It sounds like Matrixy.
John Combs. Concrete work is very relaxing, and yes, I enjoy watching people build things.
Thank you, John. Thanks for letting me know that. Dude. That is so... I just love the sound of that. That is so badass. It's just... It's too bad all that water, and really all he's doing is powering some Christmas lights. It's like, it's a tiny little converter, that little power converter. I mean, I can't, it's probably, he's probably running, like, I would think to power those lights. I mean, they're Christmas tree lights. They probably run it on 110, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that.
Yeah, especially if it's LEDs, man. Yeah.
I wonder how much of that. Oh, if they're LEDs. I wonder what. I wish maybe he says in the thing how much power that thing put out. Dude, that's so fucking cool, man. God, I need that in my life so bad. Not even the electric motor part. Just a little thing where the water fucking trails off and has a little spill off. It's so cool. Off to the side like that. It reminds me of my waterfall. I love this part right here. The water's pouring out. So what the fuck is this? Okay, that's the drain coming in from there. What's the other side? That's a little spill off.
Yeah, that's probably a spill off.
So that's the thing.
Unless there's a second generator.
No, that's the thing. So it doesn't get undermined, bro. That's how he avoids it from fucking wrecking the whole thing. He's got it's like a purge valve to keep it at a certain level. That's fucking genius. Right there. That's what I need on my creek around my waterfall. And it doesn't have to be permanent like that. But if I had a thing like that, I could avoid because my dams get knocked over from the water pressure. There's a fucking thing to overspill. That is so cool. Forget about it. I still don't know where he got all that water from, because look at the beginning. You know, where'd all the water come from? It's constantly running. He must have dammed it off.
I wonder if it was there to begin with and he just dammed it up.
He dammed it up. But what I'm saying is, when he dammed it up, how long did that thing took? Must have taken days to build. So, how come the water didn't like?
And also, I don't think he definitely don't show everything, because there he's digging with a shovel, but you saw how fucking straight those everything was uh, when he lined it up. He definitely used a fucking escalator, you know what I mean, or
Excavator.
something like that. And also that hole, you saw him dig down. You only saw him digging with a shovel. The hole was, it couldn't be more perfect round. He had used one of those round thingies where you dig holes with,
An
but you
auger.
never saw that.
An
So he
auger.
probably used a lot of things we didn't see. He probably wanted to look more primitive than it really is. There's a lot of those videos up. But he definitely built it. He did. Actually, it might. I don't know. I remember it more straight. It might have been talking with Haynes actually.
He's showing you how he gets it nice and straight right there. But then he puts his concrete in there. He forms it. But man, when he was done with that, God, dude, it did look like an excavator had come in there.
It
Right.
did. I mean,
Eh.
and
And
there is a lot of those videos on YouTube where you see people that build something out in a rural area and they have to look fucking primitive. But a lot of those video right there, how it looks, but he might have done it with hand. But a lot of those scams video have been exposed that they fucking do it with excavators and a whole fucking team come in and build that house. They present as they built alone in a whole weekend or something like that. But he definitely building that shit. I can see that. And I actually think that all that trench with the water, he probably take that by hand. He
see,
probably did.
look at where he dammed it up right there. He dammed it up right there, and it didn't back up that much. So it must have been like he had to wait for like rains, and maybe that thing floods after a rain. Because look, it's stormy in the video.
Bonsai house. When I was Vietnamese, I made a casino out of pure chit and zucchini.
Yeah, yeah, that would make sense because in China and Asia, and that's where it is, I presume, they get flooded with rainwater all the fucking time. Right now, a lot of the big cities in China is underwater. So yeah, he's probably just fucking waiting for the rain, dude.
Bro, he put all of that work into that thing to achieve a thing that will just light up little lights. I mean, I wonder if
Yeah.
I wonder if he could get in trouble for doing that, for blocking up that waterway. Because here in the United States, you're not allowed to do that shit.
No, I haven't done money either.
Dude, he just turned that shit into a goddamn amusement park. I wonder if he says anything in the comments.
Bonsai house. A Korean guy can make a nuke out of your testicles in a sparkler. Okay, he might D some uranium.
This guy's a civil engineer working in the hydropower sector, He says, if you install the turbine lower inside that tube, you'll generate more power.
That will make sense.
And that guy responded, he said, yes, thank you so much. That's interesting. It makes sense what he said, though. For sure. There'd be more pressure.
Yeah.
There'd be more pressure on that propeller. Here it's only 1 inch worth of pressure. You put that fan down that hole, you get like 2 feet of pressure. Damn, that dude's a genius for telling him that.
Bonsai house. I had a dream of a midget Korean with a little nuke that had a normal size penis. It was way too inconspicuous.
Oh, guess who's offline, guys? Good night, Mom. Love you. Okay.
Good night, Mom.
So we are going to promote us over there on Destiny's. We'll do a little promotion over there. I have to remember how to do it. I've lost my memory. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I should try to grab my title. Okay. Oh man, the crypto was just surging and it just dropped. Big time. Big drop. We could cover the drop since it's happening right now. Don't you meow at me. I don't like it. I know it means you
Bonsai house.
You want something.
All midgets should wear shirts that say, normal size penis. It shouldn't be as big of a shock as it is.
It's so funny. And that guy's voice is so funny. The way guy talks, man, he's so funny when he's talking about that. Alright, let me do this. I need the embed code. Yes, I do. God, I'm doing it, aren't I? I'm making a link for Destiny. Because I care so much. Okay. You know, I have to put up with a lot of abuse from over there. But at the same time, man, there's a few of those dudes who've come over. And even though I don't hear from them, I know they're watching. And that's support, man. And I do appreciate that. So, let's see what happens. Let's see if any of them come over. I don't know what they're watching now. I do have a bong rip, though, as the camera zooms in on the action. I guess it's not going to do anything. That'd be so... I don't know what makes the camera move. I don't even know, man. Is it moving my arms around? Is there... Oh, is it like something? Is it a hand motion? Something you do with your face? You go like that? Go like this. No, go like this. Go like this. Just kind of frames you better. What is going on here, man? Why have I lost my dab mat? I lost my other dab mat, dude. Isn't that funny? I don't know where it is. Why would it be gone? Whatever. I'm just losing my mind right now, man. Over a dab mat. All midgets should wear
Bonsai house. It will move for boobs. Hire some back page professionals to swing over. Bonsai house. How have you been?
Me? I'm depressed the last 3 days, and then I talked to my girlfriend on the phone. I was like, I'm not feeling that good, kind of depressed. And she goes, yeah, I'm not feeling that good either. She's like, why don't we just be depressed together? And I go, that actually sounds like a great idea. And we've been hanging out, making each other feel better. It worked, actually. It kind of snapped me out of it, you know? So I'll smoke that. No law regarding cannabis. What do you guys say? Are you down for a little of the smoking? That's me. I'm doing that. We want to see those smoke
Hoot and hell.
rings.
Cheers.
Cheers, Hoot and Hell. Cyber, you ready to smoke again?
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, Hoot and Hell, Bonsai House, Token, Tony Z, and everybody else who's in all the chats. Thank you guys so much. Cheers, guys.
Bonsai house. Me too. I hit a wall in my business venture. But feck it. I'll traffic midgets for Andrew Tate. It's fine. John Combs. Does your girlfriend smoke also?
Yes. She does indeed. But dabs knock her out. So, she only does little dabs now. Oh man, I lost my train of thought. I was going to tell you something. And then you asked me if my girlfriend smoked, and I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, it was something about Billy. Was it Billy? Oh, yeah, about the title of the video. That's what it was. So, Billy, I made a short video, and it's got 1,400 views, and then capped. And now it's just stuck at 1,400 views. But I got three big comments on it, and like 24 likes, like 24 thumbs ups. So one video, a short 16-second video, bro, went out and got views. I don't think they're trendies. I think they're random people. I don't know. Just went out on YouTube Shorts, maybe. I don't know. I went on Twitter to see if maybe Revolutionary Blackout Network had seen it, but I didn't see anything from them. So I was thinking it was just organic from YouTube doing making me visible, like the old days when we all used to be able to see everybody. People weren't hidden behind algorithm walls. Those were the days. But I think we're breaking out of the cocoon is what I'm saying. I mean, it's possible. It might just be a fluke. It might be that maybe I said it for monetization, but I don't think I did, because I don't monetize my stuff. So I don't know, man. Too much scrutiny. Non-advertiser friendly content. The zooming though is cool. I like that. It makes it a little intense sometimes. I have no idea why it does that. Is it tracking my head? Oh, it is tracking my head. It's tracking my
Bonsai
face.
house.
It's tracking my face.
My wife has strange habits.
It's
Shakes her
tracking
legs with
my
a rock.
face.
Eats raw
It's
beef.
all over
She talks
the
to walls
place.
and reads out loud no matter what.
It's
Maybe
tracking
my wife put a
face.
spell on your post while she was rocking her legs.
It's check. Oh, she was rocking her legs. Well, you thank your wife for me, Billy. Because getting 1,400 views on anything today for me is... That's unbelievable. And I'm just like, I don't think it's gonna... I think it was a fluke, is what I'm saying. I think it was just a fluke. And we're gonna put up more short videos. That was a good cut. It was a good, quick cut. I was really sarcastic. Billy, you see the short? I think I've got it up right here. I do. Shit. And, dude, I click on the button and it doesn't pause it. Oh, there's the pause button, top right corner. Okay. Billy, this is the short, bro. It's 16 seconds. Check this out, bro. It's a good cut.
Bonsai house.
Repeating what
Okay.
someone else said, Nick, sorry, isn't doing journalism. That's what Jimmy Dore does. You've been taught wrong.
The crime of doing journalism and repeating what someone else
Can't
said.
even reveal what the look. Repeating what someone else said, Nick, sorry, isn't doing journalism. That's what Jimmy Dore does. You've been taught wrong.
I don't know why the sound is so quiet on that, bro. I can't figure that out. What I've got turned down. It's Windows volumes, dude. There's no telling. But that's all it is, man. And I'm assuming that YouTube promoted it
Bonsai
somehow.
house. Were you yelling at a black man? Oh man. They're gonna tie you up now. Stay away from the windows.
This is Nick. He's been on Jimmy Dore's like a whole bunch, bro. I show him no mercy for not calling Dore out on his anti-science bullshit. You know, Kurt Metzger doesn't have dark skin. I come down on him way harder, bro. It's got nothing to do with skin color, trust me. Race doesn't exist. It's a I mean, did the discrimination happen over it? Oh yeah. Should society pay for it? Definitely. Definitely society owes. For sure. Even today. Absolutely. I agree. The discussion needs to be had. You know, just putting it off and putting it off and putting it off ain't helping.
Finished watching a KKK doc.
You know, I'll say 5 million. 5 million pers, a little much. 5 million pers. You want to do 500,000 each for all African Americans? Okay, let's do it. $500,000. Everybody gets it. Boom. You know, I think America could do stuff like that because, you know, we're spending all that money on war. We could just pay reparations. You know, get that done. And then guess what? Oh, you got your reparations, didn't you? Once it happened, yeah, wouldn't be an argument anymore. Systemic racism would stop being a thing, right? Because that's going to fix it. Or reparations just a step in the direction of trying to repair all the damage that slavery has done. That might be more accurate. I don't know. You know, I can't speak for other people. I haven't experienced what they've experienced. I can't speak for African Americans living in today's society. I haven't experienced what they've experienced. I've heard and seen things, but it's not the same thing. It's like trying to understand homelessness if you've never been homeless, man. This cat right here's been homeless before, haven't you, Charles? You were homeless when I got you. You were a little feral kitty without a home. Look at Harles just chilling on the podcast tonight. Wants to be fed. What is your food bowl, low? What's up there, little dude? Dude, he was this big when I got him. Motherfuckers be like, pet the cat. I'm like, what? They're like, pet the fucking cat, dude. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, you need to pet the fucking cat.
Bonsai House.
I was like, okay.
I saw another documentary about the Irish slaves. Tens of thousands of whites sold to Jamestown settlements by Queen Victoria. John Combs. All races have been slaves.
All races have been slaves?
Bonsai House. Not midgets. Why? Bonsai House. Can Willy Wonka become science fact already? Eesh.
I think I have pet the cat to the fullest extent. Bro, I need to figure out what happened to my audio. I feel like maybe, I think I see what's wrong. I think we're good now. It was too quiet. Should be good now.
Bonsai House. Fun fact, you can put a cat to sleep with mere chloroform.
Dude, we were watching earlier today, and I said we'd watch the rest of it. Destiny and Pac-Man going at it about the Rittenhouse trial. I've got that right here.
Years, but I think that I make
He's
a
got
lot of salient critiques to how the
got a
majority
clear
of people
microphone.
online seem to be covering this trial, and a lot of your coverage has fallen in line with that. That there have been unfair rulings from the judge towards the prosecution and the defense, that the trial is a farce, that he's favoring one side, that he's incompetent technologically, and that's why he's ruling on some things. And I think all of these things are just demonstrably untrue. But I
All
mean,
right. Yeah. I mean, I
guess
guess we just disagree. You know, it's just I don't know. The problem is like, I'm sort of like, I feel totally fine being like, hey, you know what? Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II has a different opinion than me. He came to different conclusions than me on some things. He isn't a bad person
John
as a
Combs.
result. I'm not assuming
You can
bad
also
faith.
put a chicken to sleep by putting his head under his wing and turning it in circles.
Dude, this is really interesting what David Pakman is saying right here. I really like that he's saying that. You hear what he's saying? He's like, we've come to different
Bonsai
opinions on
house.
shit.
Did you know you can render a man unconscious with a simple hammer? What a world.
It's like, it's just not a big deal. I'm not furious with him. I'm not tweeting copium F-bomb. Whereas you see that I could only have come to these conclusions either by lying to my audience or doing it for entertain. You know, like it's weird. That's the problem I'm having. Where you seem.
This doesn't make sense. If it was the case that one of us was lying and the other wasn't, then it's not really an argument to say, well, one of us is cool with both sides and the other is upset if the one person that's cool with both sides is the one lying. Now, I'm not saying that is the case here, that we know that to be, obviously, because we disagree on that. But, like, yeah, of course, I'm going to be a little bit more upset and you're going to not care as much if I think that you're the one that's being dishonest, which I think your tweet obviously clearly was. So, I mean, like,
I could just as easily. Listen, Steven.
Yeah.
The internet, my audience and your audience, are filled with people who, on the same basis of fact, think I'm being honest and you're being dishonest. So it's.
And I would welcome any of that discussion. If anybody wants to talk with me,
go talk to Kenny. That's what I'm saying. It's just.
Anybody wants to, feel free to, because I haven't found a single person that wants to talk about the facts of the case, and it seems to be like pretty ubiquitous that the people that are the most mad just haven't been watching what's been going on, or they've just been dissecting headlines.
But hold on a second. Yeah. You just said, can I want to get through this point without you interrupting me?
Go for it.
You just said it seems to you that the people who are most mad haven't really been watching the case. You just conceded you're way more mad than me. By the standard you just laid out, we would have to assume you're not really watching the case, right?
I said that it seems to be. That was the whole point behind my tweet, where I was surprised because I know that you've been watching the whole case, so I didn't understand how you were saying things that were just factually untrue.
It's just weird because, like, imagine that this was about the World Cup, right?
Okay.
If I watched one World Cup game and you watched every game and you had a different opinion than me, my initial instinct would be, hey, you know what? Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II saw every game and I didn't. I shouldn't immediately assume he's lying, a bad person, arguing in bad faith, or deceiving people. My initial instinct would be, he's watched much more of it. Let's see how he came to that conclusion. Your reaction to having watched parts and I've watched the whole thing is to assume I'm lying and arguing in bad faith. It's strange to me. That's unusual.
I've been watching parts of your coverage, and every single time you just seem to be constantly and relentlessly shitting on the judge and not understanding anything that he brings up is like a
judge was a piece of shit.
Like this is just him being biased, or the defense was saving this because of the jury deliberations. Like
that's just when I said that, I don't know if you watched when I said that on my stream. I literally said, guys, I'm just throwing this out there as like a, what do you think of this sort of thing? That's all it was. It's like, it's not, this isn't like, I'm bored by even having to keep talking about it. It was just like, hey, does anybody think this might be a thing? And a bunch of people in my audience go no, and some say yes, and that's it. That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not a big deal.
I guess it's all just memes in the end, huh?
See, that's the thing. You then trivialize it by saying it's all memes. When I say to you, listen,
constantly it's just my opinion. It's just entertainment. Like I was just throwing it out there. Like it's just my opinion. Like you're the one that's trivialized the fuck out of your side completely over and over again. Like,
but I'm watching a trial and it's literally my opinion. I'm watching a trial and it's my opinion. I'm giving my opinion.
Yeah, but the disagreement isn't over opinions can have. You're trying to make it sound like anybody can have any opinion about anything. Right?
No, I am not. No. I'm against that type of sort of postmodernist thinking. That's not what I'm saying at all.
You're doing. Like,
no,
I walk into my apartment and I'm like, you know what? I think that somebody replaced my computer with an identical computer that's exactly like it, has all the same information. And someone's like, why do you think that? And I'm like, why are you attacking me? That's just my opinion.
Childish. That's silly.
What are you talking about? How many times you said over and over again, this is my opinion, or this is just...
House.
No,
David
but you,
Pacman looks like he confuses his aunt with his mom.
David Pacman is a troll, and he admits it. He literally trolls people, and he says he does, and you can see the way what things he says, and the way he acts. He's proud of it. He trolls people.
you're angry when someone just comes to have a different.
You want to
opinion.
smoke, Cyber?
It's a weird level of anger.
I'm angry about factually misstating things, like why the defense might be asking for a mistrial, or implying that it's because they're nervous about jury deliberation, or implying that
Hold on, Steven. Have you talked to the defense?
No.
Okay, so you're saying that something is factually wrong when it's just an idea. You need But it's just weird when you're like, hey, your speculation is that's not something
Actually,
the defense would
it
do.
looks
And
like
I go,
Pacman's
I
mom
wonder if the
confused her
defense would
husband
do it,
with her
and somehow
brother.
I'm the one who's
Hashtag
bad
ban your
because
music.
of that.
Was the defense supposed to go on Sunday to the judge's house and say, "Hey, consider our motion right now"? Like,
well,
I
yesterday
agree.
was Wednesday, right? So they gave it to
Hey,
him on Friday.
Pacman is
Saturday,
inbred. He's
Sunday,
90%
Monday,
Ashkenazi
Tuesday,
Jew.
Wednesday. I don't even know what we're arguing.
He's
well,
definitely inbred,
it's funny because the
just
judge
like
in
me.
court literally made a statement.
All right,
about
no law
people
regarding
thinking-
cannabis.
I think
Cheers,
it was
everybody.
about this motion,
Cheers,
where he
Cyber.
said, "People in the media are
Cheers,
really
Billy.
upset that I didn't
And everybody
rule
else
on
in the
this
chat's
motion on
token, Tony's
Monday.
Eve.
And, I literally just got this, and I haven't even given the prosecution a chance to respond yet.
I thought that was on the. I thought so. I might be mistaken. I thought that was on the first mistrial request.
I think there was the second one that they submitted on Friday that had to do with they wanted. I think it was a mistrial without prejudice. I might be mixing these two up, but I don't think the prosecution had responded to this yet. I'm just saying, like, your narrative is so conspiratorial. Do you know?
I really don't have a conspiratorial
Bonsai house.
tendency. I'm very much
Looks
not,
like Steve Buscemi took a crap
not
and called it David.
conspiratorial. Like I'm. That's not my instinct. My audience, I think, knows that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever think there were points where Rittenhouse was just firing indiscriminately into the crowd? When he
You
was
make me
shooting?
lose my hit, bitch.
No, upon seeing the videos more closely, I would say no.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to chat about, or?
I mean, listen. I think that the self-defense case on Huber is pretty obvious, legally speaking. I think that if there's a question, it's going to be about Rosenbaum. That's my prediction in terms of the jury, and I think that I would be shocked if there's anything other than just not guilty on Huber, but I think that they'll focus their debate on Rosenbaum, their deliberation.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you have is my opinion wrong on that?
No, you can have an opinion on literally anything.
Oh,
My
okay.
opinion is that the sky is blue because I think somebody put a lot of food dye there a long time ago. But I think we can have opinions on whatever we want to have opinions on. I think that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, listen. I love you, David.
Are we fighting now, or like am I?
Are we
like
fighting?
Hassan Piker now, where we don't talk?
Hey, I fight with everybody. I love it. I think it's fun. I don't hate you. I think.
Hey, in all seriousness, I hope that this isn't inappropriate, but you've never mentioned being mildly autistic. You're not mildly autistic, right?
I'm half Hispanic. Okay. When
I'm 100% Hispanic, but that's not the question.
I don't know if your Argentinian family is the same, but when my Cuban family argues with each other, they are fucking screaming at the top of their lungs. That's what normal conversation sounded like.
Fair.
When I would go to Miami.
Fair.
With my friends.
That's fair.
How
No.
I'm used to my family. Yeah. So when I talk with my white friends or whatever, or not that we're white, of course, because we're Hispanic.
We're Hispanic. I know.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Yeah, this is like a normal conversation. I'm fine. I'm chill. Okay.
But you're not autistic.
I have no idea. I play video games. I might have developed autism. I played a lot of League of Legends.
I might have developed autism.
I'm not joking around.
I
about
played a
this.
lot of
It
League of
sounds like
Legends.
you're saying maybe you are slightly autistic.
Maybe that's just your opinion, though.
This
No,
is a
I don't
great
have an opinion.
conversation.
I'm not. I have no opinion. I'm asking you.
I
Maybe
don't know,
he got
David.
it
I'm not
through
sure.
vaccination.
See, I can't tell if you're me.
What's that?
So maybe he contracted his autism through a vaccination.
Yeah.
Teaming now.
Seems to be a big problem in this conversation, huh?
All right. Well, listen. I mean,
You know, not being able to read social cues is a big sign of autism.
I know. That's
Maybe
why I
you're
think some.
projecting your autism onto me. Do you think?
I think the reason some in my audience brought this up, I'm being very serious here, is that they thought that the rapid escalation and attacks were a lack of reading social cues. I think that's why someone brought it up to me.
Oh, gotcha. Are there a lot of social cues on the 180 character tweets that people are sending out?
I
You
think
know
so.
what, David? You know what would have fixed all of this?
Tell me.
You need more zoomers in your. You gotta tag your tweets with the slashes at the end to get the tone tags.
Tweets? What are tweets?
Tweets?
Oh, sorry. I misheard that.
Tweet. You have to do the tone tags at the end.
All right. Well, I don't even know what that is. That's crazy.
Okay.
But...
Look them up, and it helps people like me understand your tone better.
Hey, so did you move to Miami?
Not yet, but by the end of the month, I probably will have.
By the end of this month.
Bonsai
I
House.
think so, yeah.
Okay.
Is
all right, well,
Pac-Man
listen,
really
if
a
you're in
Bassini?
LA and you'll
Homeboy
have
looks
me,
like
I
he
would love
tunnels
to
through
get
lawns
lunch,
on his
in a
spare
few
time.
weeks, but it sounds like you may be gone.
Ooh, just
That
let me know
was
when
too
you're here, and I'll have you, okay?
You're still gonna be living there.
Maybe we
aren't
can
you?
grab his son, and he'll come hang out with us too, okay?
I plan to go to
Sean
the
the
Hassan
Orca guy.
house, actually.
Glad I made it.
Shit.
Dude,
Make sure you have
Sean.
your, proper identification.
Sean, I'm glad you made it here. Hey, Sean, thanks for commenting on my my short video, man, on YouTube. I appreciate that on the main channel. The one about Nick talking about journalism.
So you don't get shot by security, but otherwise, yeah, that should definitely be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, but in all seriousness, you'll be in LA in a few weeks, though, right?
I probably will be, yeah.
Yeah, it's feeling like the end of the month for Miami might not happen.
Maybe, we'll see.
All right, good, Steven. We'll keep in touch, and let's just relax. Let's relax. Let's live together. Let's be in peace, you know?
Okay, I'm super peaceful, super relaxed, all right?
All right,
all of
thank
this
you.
so far, David, this is just all my opinion, all right? I do this for entertainment, so it is what it is, you know?
That's what I assumed, actually.
Okay. Well, hey, I love you. Stay safe. David
Sean
D.
the Orca guy.
Pac-Man. Okay.
All right, there
You're
it
so
is. And
welcome,
say
I
hi
can
to
barely
Malia
hear
for
you,
me,
Nick.
please.
I'll definitely say hi to her, okay? Have fun.
Okay. All right, thank you. There's Stephen Kenneth Destiny Benell II.
Wait, what the f just happened? Did it actually sound like I meant that, like, the judge had a really good understanding of all the underlying technology? I thought I was trying to say he understood enough to be able to say they need an expert witness. Maybe I was not clear enough, but, oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe if I had more time to talk instead of, because we're constantly, like, cutting each other off. Jesus Christ. I feel like if you're just listening to what I'm saying, I feel like it's pretty obvious, but then again, I'm the speaker, so I would probably feel that way, huh? We should get all of the motions to do a mistrial. We should get all of those lined up 100%. There was a motion for mistrial with prejudice. When did they file the motion to mistrial
Bonsai
without
House.
prejudice over the video
Pac-Man
evidence?
got
Was
his
that
start
the
from
one
his
that was
grandfather.
submitted
The feckin' gopher from Caddyshack.
by Monday? Do you guys know can I get a link on that to see that? I know the one that he mentions about the motion for mistrial with prejudice, that motion, because I read that one, that motion does include the video evidence, but it has a lot of other things involved as well. But on point 12 here, the prosecution gave the defense a compressed version of the video. This was part of their motion for mistrial with prejudice, though, and this was submitted on the... It's dated on the bottom as the 14th. It was filed on the 15th. Oh, I see this. Okay. Yeah, so all of this information was filed. Am I correct? Jury deliberation began on Monday, right? So this was filed before the jury deliberated. It wasn't because they were scared that they were in. Yeah.
It's an interesting debate between Pac-Man and Destiny. So Back to the Science put up a video 2 hours ago.
Hello, and welcome to Back to the Science. I'm Dr. Susan Oliver, and I'm a scientist. And this is Cindy Oliver, and she's a dog. Recently, Dr. John Campbell started a video by saying he was going to respond to some criticism of a previous video. I was delighted because usually now John just ignores people who point out that he has got information wrong. Could this be the start of John going back to the more reasonable John from earlier in the pandemic?
Of course not.
Unfortunately, no. John just responded to the criticism with more misinformation. Let's have a look.
Now, I'm going to start off by answering some of the critics about
So for the,
Bonsai House. I like her sense of color.
for
That
the,
lady has hydrangeas for sure.
for those of you guys who don't know, this is the guy, one of the guys that Jimmy Dore has on his show. He's a chronic misinformant of COVID and COVID studies, and he's just a misinformant.
yesterday's video with Senator Rennick and the video we did on
And Jimmy
the,
Dore
Western
thinks he's
Australia,
gospel.
data that they've published on vaccine adverse reactions. Now, this is the excess mortality in Australia for May 2021, and that's for June, that's for July, that's for August, that's for September. October it was up to over 7,000, and that's data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics that we looked at yesterday. Now, the critique has been that, well, there's a pandemic going on, you would expect excess deaths, but if we look at this graph here for Australia, we actually see that in 2021 Australia actually didn't have a pandemic. The cases in Australia, well, there were a few there in September 21, but very, very few. Basically, the pandemic in Australia started with the new year of 2022, because of course Australia was largely locked down, and it's especially the case for Western Australia that was locked down for slightly longer than the rest of Australia as a whole. So we see that the Australian pandemic was really quite delayed. And if we look at that in comparison, say, to the United States, so we see that in the United States, and this is just official cases that have been recorded, we see there was a lot of cases in 2020, 2021 in the United States, in blue, but in Australia, we've got the big Omicron wave there in the United States and Australia. But we see while Australian numbers remained high, the United States numbers went down because the whole Australian pandemic was kind of moved along a bit because of their lockdown measures. So this excess mortality, we can say definitively that the 7,129 excess deaths in October 2021 in Australia were not due to the coronavirus infections per se. It's the vast majority of them. They were due to some other cause.
Citation is a fucking
So
case
if
you
you
printed
accept
out.
what John
Okay.
Let's hear what she has to say about it.
says at face value, he seems to have answered his critics, and no doubt his fans are totally convinced. But there are two problems with what he claims. Firstly, you can't actually determine what the mortality from COVID should be in Australia by just eyeballing a graph of cases and pointing out that the cases were lower than the US. But that's only a minor point. The bigger issue is that Johnny's wrong about there being over 7,000 excess deaths in Australia by the end of October 2021. Embarrassingly wrong. He's got this number by subtracting the deaths that occurred in 2020 from the deaths that occurred in 2021. That's not how you determine excess deaths.
Bonsai
To
House.
start with, the number
She's a
of
witch.
deaths in
Her dog is cursed to sniff its own ass for eternity.
2020 were actually below normal because the various measures
It's
deployed in
her
Australia
dog
to
is
control
doing-
COVID reduced other infectious diseases as well, which reduced our death rate. Also, deaths in Australia do generally increase each year as we have a population that is both growing and ageing. And you can see this trend clearly if you look at the pink line which follows the early peaks of expected mortality. And I will come back to these two figures that I've just shown you and go over them in more detail later in the video. So what John claimed were excess death numbers weren't. He just has no idea how to determine excess mortality. Luckily for us, there are people who do. And some of these people work for the Australian Bureau of Statistics, and luckily again for us, they have recently published a report that looks at excess mortality during the COVID-19 pandemic until the end of the first quarter 2023. And this table summarises the information by year. As I previously mentioned, in 2020, excess deaths were negative, with 5,228 less
Oh my god.
than would be expected.
Dude, this shit is so fucking funny. Oh my god.
Which is the year that Johnny's getting all excited about because it was the year we rolled out the vaccine. You can see that
What's really funny is it's still going on. It's still happening.
2,378. Just a bit lower than 7,000.
Look
Some
at
of
the
this
top.
could be natural variation, so they also include the number of deaths above the usual variation, which is 355. In other words, 355 is a statistically significant excess mortality for 2021. Now, John's claim was that the excess mortality in 2021 couldn't be from COVID because there was no pandemic in Australia in 2021. And therefore, there must be something else that happened in 2021 to cause the excess mortality. Ding, da, ding, ding. In fact, the number of COVID deaths in 2021 was 1,415, which is, of course, much higher than the 355 deaths that were above natural variation in 2021. In other words, all statistically significant excess deaths can be explained by COVID, contrary to John's claim. So, alas, the old John isn't back. We still have the new John spreading misinformation. Whether this is intentional or due to ignorance or a bit of both isn't entirely clear. Anyway, while we're here, let's have a look at a bit more of the ABS report. Now, in 2022, excess mortality was 18,634, and
Bonsai House.
10,587 of these deaths were above the usual variation. Over the same time, deaths from COVID or with COVID were 13,154. So again, all the statistically significant excess mortality can be explained by COVID. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, John has made rather a large number of videos about excess deaths. You could be forgiven for thinking that this is the first time excess deaths have happened, and that is why he's so outraged by it all. In fact, that's not the case. This figure here shows the expected versus actual mortality from 2013 to 2023. The dark blue line shows expected mortality, and the light blue shading shows the 95% confidence interval, which is what was referred to as usual variation in the previous tables. The yellow line shows the actual mortality. As you can see, excess mortality also occurred in 2014, 2015 and 2017. And needless to say, this wasn't from COVID. It must have been from something else that happened in those years. And if you look at 2017, you can clearly see that the excess mortality is much higher than in 2021, which is the year that John was getting so outraged about. As you can see marked on the figure, there was a flu epidemic in Australia in 2017. And there were, in fact, 1,255 influenza deaths reported that year, which is slightly less than the 1,415 COVID deaths reported in 2021, even though the overall excess mortality was higher in 2017. Where was the video from John expressing his outrage and demanding answers in 2017? To be fair, though, he lives in England, so he may not have been paying as much attention to Australia as he does now. But of course, it wasn't just Australia that experienced excess mortality. It also happened in the UK in the following winter from 2017 to 2018. In fact, in the 2017 to 2018 winter period, there was an estimated 50,100 excess winter deaths in England and Wales. Another interesting fact was that excess winter mortality doubled amongst males aged 0 to 64 years between 2016 to 2017
How can you be age
and
0?
2017 to 2018.
I'm 0 years old.
And nearly 2/3 of these deaths were not caused by respiratory diseases. John should have been outraged and demanding answers, as should have all the other people currently banging on about the current excess mortality. But
I keep seeing the dog here.
Now, of course, at the time, John was focused on
Bonsai
nurse
house.
training videos, which
0.
were actually
Like my
very
read
good.
it.
So it's fair enough.
God, dude.
And 2018. What doesn't make sense, though, is that now he is focusing on excess mortality. Why isn't he asking questions about other times it has happened? I mean, a doubling of excess mortality in males 0 to 64 is pretty substantial, and we should be talking about it. And there are lots of other examples for him to get outraged about. It is well known that there is excess mortality from all causes during epidemics of respiratory diseases. This paper was published in 1932, which was before vaccines were available for influenza, and it looked at a number of epidemics over a period of
0 like your credit. Anybody want to say hi to me on Rumble? At all? I see there's 12 people watching. But now I can assume some of those people came in from Destiny's. They're not going to see that for a minute. It's going to take them a minute. Well, 30 seconds. There's some lag over there. Token Tony Z is the only one over there. Bonsai House is the only one over on the other channels talking in the chat. Anybody else want to say anything on the chat? Let me know you're here. There seems to be a lot of people. The numbers are up really high.
Bonsai House. If you read the description of her video, it says, "This dog died from huffing its own jankum."
Oh my god, that shit's crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. You nailed that shit. It was so funny. Oh my god. Alright, whatever. Get this shit off my screen.
Bonsai House. Cheers. Romulan.
Romulan, cheers, buddy. I'm good. I'm good. I couldn't get Token Tony's. He said hi. I couldn't get anybody else to say anything to me on Rumble or on the other chat. Not anybody else. It is so weird. It says there's 20 viewers. Well, now it's 17, but I can't get anybody but Billy and Token Tony Z to say anything in the chats at all. watched it. I just want to find out what's going on. Dude. Right on. Buck eating grass by the creek has 8 views. Dude, how is that even possible? That's a killer video. Whatever. Listen, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching my show. If I could have gotten some of you to say anything in the chat, I would have stayed. I want you to know that. So, you guys take care, and I'll see you all later. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye-bye.